Jessy Mendiola was slammed by the netizens after allegedly copying Angel Locsin's Instagram posts. The Capamalia actresses Jessy Mendiola and Angel Locsin have been involved in lots of controversies because of Luis. This was after Luis and Angel called it quits, and all of a sudden, Luis is already dating Jessy. Because of what happened between them, a war between their fans has started. And now, the fire caused by the war between their fans that was almost forgotten has once again burned after Jessy Mendiola posted Instagram updates. Jessy Mendiola has recently posted a photo of her on her Instagram account showing how she enjoyed swimming. The photo showed her wearing a one-piece swimsuit as she swims through the waters. The shot was indeed beautiful, but then, the netizens have noticed that the photo was quite familiar. It was then when they stated that the photo was similar to Angel Locsin's photo that is taken in Batangas. "I saw a similar concept from the other girl. Yours is way better than hers. I am not bashing her, but I find it really silly. I pity her for being so jealous of you. That's what happened when the ex is way better than you. Keep on shining, Ms. Angel." Netizen Kim Kamayong commented on Angel's Instagram photo. The war even grew bigger when Jessy Mendiola posted a throwback photo of her with her short hair. The netizens stated that just because Angel became a hot topic because of her new hairstyle, she posted a photo similar to it. However, the supporters of Jessy Mendiola were quick to defend the actress by saying that no one's copying anyone and that everything is just a coincidence. Next, invite you to watch the video. 85-year-old man sells snacks inside a bus. Find out what the passenger does to him. While others choose to steal from other people in order to survive, this old man, an 85-year-old man, makes an honest living. Despite his age, this man works very hard. He's peddling in order to get a little money for food. User Francis Guerrero Edrelin saw this old man while selling snacks inside a bus. He decided to share the story of this man on Facebook. Guerrero was able to ask the old man how old he was, though he was only allowed to enter the bus for a short time. According to the old man, he's 85 years old. Edrelin decided to help the old man by buying out all of his products. He also told the peddler to keep the change. His purpose was to help the man in any way he could. Edrelin was amazed by the old man's honest way of living in order to survive. Edrelin urged other people to buy from the old man if ever they come across with him in a bus or even in the street while selling his products. Next, invite you to watch the video. Catholic priest approached me for Lascana's confession, Trillanes. Senator Antonio Trillanes IV revealed on Tuesday that a Catholic priest approached him to facilitate the presentation of retired SPO3 Arthur Lascanas to the public. "There was a priest, a Catholic priest, who approached me about this, but you'll have to understand that I won't compromise his safety by divulging his name," Trillanes said in an interview with ANC's Dateline Philippines. The meeting, he said, happened sometime in January. Trillanes said he initially wanted to meet Lascanas to check whether he would be really confessing publicly because they had an altercation during the September hearing at the Senate. "We had a heated exchange, so I was quite surprised and I wanted to hear for myself whether he would really be confessing," he said. Lascanas claimed on Monday that the Davao Death Squad, DDS, killed people on orders of then Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, a turnaround from his statement in an earlier Senate hearing that the group was only a product of media hype. Trillanes said Lascanas was guilt-stricken after his first appearance, and he will reveal his reasons at the proper time when he appears at the Senate. Lascanas was unprepared, from what he gathered, Trillanes said. Lascanas had a spiritual reawakening after a successful kidney transplant and wanted to rid himself of his old ways when he was part of the DDS. He viewed that second lease on life as something that has a meaning and he wants to pursue a new path, and from that time on, he steered clear of the work of Davao Death Squad. He was using his medical condition as an alibi not to continue working for them, but he continued to be part of the DDS technically, he said. He has been receiving allowances monthly from them, but wasn't killing anybody anymore, he added. From then, Lascanas supposedly got close to some members of the church, and wanted to make up for all of the sins he committed while he was part of the vigilante group. However, when the invitation to attend the Senate probe into the spate of deaths and Duterte war on drugs came, he was caught unprepared, according to Trillions. When the time came that he was asked to appear before the Senate, he wasn't prepared psychologically, emotionally, and his family had yet to be secured, so it was a dilemma for him, so he succumbed, according to him, to that weakness, he said. But after that, he was guilt-stricken, and that's why he eventually had to publicly confess, he added. Trillions insisted that although they had known about Lacina's confession as early as January, the timing for Lacina's disclosure is whenever we were ready. He insisted that the confession is not a diversionary tactic from the drug cases filed against Senator Leila de Lima. There was a process. We had to check his sincerity in coming out because we didn't want to get burned by presenting him again and turning his guns on us at one point. We needed to be careful, and there was a process of securing his family, preparing the affidavit, and so on and so forth, he said. Trillions said Lacina's asked of them nothing else but security for his family, and they offered that on a very, very limited scale. Before anybody would insinuate that he was motivated by money, just remember that this man is risking his life. What is the price of a man's life? I don't think you can put a price tag on that, he said. Trillions said the Senate should provide some semblance of security, if not protective custody, to Lacina when he appears at a Senate inquiry. The senator had asked the Committee on Public Order, chaired by Senator Panfilo Locsin, to investigate Lacina's confession. Locsin confirmed receiving the referral. Philippine Catholic Church slams reign of terror behind war on drugs. The Philippines Catholic Church assailed President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs for creating a reign of terror among the poor, in sermons read out at Saturday services that will be repeated to congregations across the country on Sunday. In its most strongly worded attack on the crackdown on drug pushers and users, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines said killing people was not the answer to trafficking of illegal drugs, and it was disturbing that many didn't care about the bloodshed, or even approved of it. An even greater cause of concern is the indifference of many to this kind of wrong. It is considered as normal, and, even worse, something that, according to them, needs to be done, the bishop said in a pastoral letter, a copy of which was obtained by Reuters. An additional cause of concern is the reign of terror in many places of the poor. Many are killed not because of drugs. Those who kill them are not brought to account, they said. More than 7,600 people have been killed since Duterte launched his anti-drugs campaign 7 months ago, more than 2,500 in what police say were shootouts during raids and sting operations. Both the government and police have strenuously denied that extrajudicial killings have taken place. The President's office had no immediate comment on the bishop's letter. Beginning with mass services on Saturday evening, priests read out the letter signed by the bishops of Asia's biggest Catholic nation. Their address did not mention Duterte by name, but urged elected politicians to serve the common good of the people and not their own interests, and called for steps to tackle rogue policemen and corrupt judges. Nearly 80% of the Philippines' 100 million people are Catholic and, unlike in many other countries where the faith has waned, the majority still practice with enthusiasm. While that support has historically given the Church significant political and social clout, it has been hesitant to criticize the blunt-spoken President's war on drugs. In interviews with Reuters last year, more than a dozen clergymen said they were uncertain how to take a stand against the killings given the popular support for Duterte's campaign. Some said challenging him could be fraught with danger. Duterte has routinely attacked the Church. He cursed the Pope for causing traffic snarl-ups during his 2015 visit, and as recently as this week called for a showdown with priests whom he has accused of having wives, engaging in homosexual acts, misusing state funds and molesting children. Rogue policemen. In apparent reference to accusations that many drug pushers and users have been victims of extrajudicial killings, the bishop said every person has a right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, and the law should be followed. We must also give priority to reforming rogue policemen and corrupt judges, they said. The pastoral letter was read out during Mass on Saturday evening to a congregation of about 50, mostly women, at the Dome Church of St. Joseph inside the sprawling grounds of Camp Crame, the National Police Headquarters in Manila. Father Jojo Borja, a chaplain at Camp Crame, said the situation was difficult for clergymen, particularly those employed by the government. "We have to be in the middle always," he told Reuters. "When we talk against the government we will be kicked out from the service. Sometimes we will be called for questioning, to ask about our loyalty." The bishop's letter comes less than a week after Duterte suspended all police operations in the drug crackdown due to what he said was deep-rooted corruption in the force. He has put an anti-drugs agency in charge of the campaign and says he wants the military to play a supportive role. In a series of reports last year, Reuters showed that the police had a 97% kill rate in their drug operations, the strongest proof yet that police were summarily shooting drug suspects. The Reuters reports also found that low-level officials in poor neighborhoods helped police assemble watch lists of alleged drug users and pushers that were effectively hit lists, with many of the people named ending up dead. Duterte used exaggerated and flawed data, including the number of drug users in the Philippines, to justify his anti-narcotics crackdown, according to a Reuters investigation. In a report this week, Amnesty International said police prosecuting the war on drugs behaved like the criminal underworld they were supposed to be suppressing, taking payments for killings and the delivery of bodies to funeral homes. It said the wave of drugs-related killings appeared to be systematic, planned and organized by authorities, and could constitute crimes against humanity. Thank you for viewing videos. My channel regularly posts new videos. If you remember registered channels to receive the latest announcements, please. Thanks.